Well, howdy to everybody. Today, I want to talk about the Holy Rosary because it's October. For all the Catholics, that means October is the month of Our Lady of the Holy Rosary. We did that last week as far as the day, but we kind of devote the whole month if we can. So the tradition of that actually goes back to the Battle of Lepanto, where the Ottoman hordes were held off in a giant sea battle. And a lot of that credit goes to the Pope saying, hey, everybody that has a rosary, pray it. And everybody, pretty much all of Europe did, and it worked out. So that's where the feast comes from. But as far as just it being October, being the month of Our Lady of the Holy Rosary, well, let's take a look. What is a rosary, you ask? Well, for especially Catholics, I think only Catholics, it is this, right? It is the crucifix and some beads on a string. And you go through it and you pray it. And it takes anywhere from 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, depending on how long you take. But you pray on each bead as you go through. And you pray the Our Fathers, which are basically the Lord's Prayer. And you pray Hail Marys on the small beads. And you work your way all around. And every set of beads is a different mystery. And you think, oh, mystery. But it's not like Scooby-Doo mysteries. This is like mysteries from the gospel, right? It's all different scenes from the life of Christ as you work your way through it. And so there are 15, 20, depending on if you like the newer mysteries, and they alternate on days. And so by the time you have, prayed the rosary every day for a week, you've covered basically the Cliff's Notes version of the gospels, right? It's a great way to stay grounded. It's a great way to keep all of the scenes of the Gospels in mind. On every big bead for every mystery, you can actually, meditate on it and keep that in mind as you pray the Hail Marys through here. I find it to be a very good tool for keeping me grounded. I can tell you that when I pray the rosary, my blood pressure drops about 20 points. So yeah, and there is a benefit for anybody, and if you're not Catholic and you want to swap out the Hail Marys with like Jesus prayer or, find another way to pray it, there are alternate forms. It's not just for Catholics. But I will tell you, if you're ever tempted at all to try it, first off, rosaries are beautiful, right? There's some amazing craftsmanship that goes into these things, but there's also something really valuable to me to having something tangible in my hands that I can hold as I'm praying, right? I'm one of those self-conscious guys that always feels like, I feel like I need to put on a performance when I'm praying, right? And this takes a lot of that out of the way. You've got something in your hand, you're working your way through the beads, and it just kind of engages more than just you trying to, be devout in your head, which has always been a struggle for me. On top of which they're really, I'm not going to say I have a collection because that makes them sound like they're Pokemon cards, but I do kind of have a collection because I can't pass up a pretty one when I see one. But they go everything. This is one I like because it's got paracord, which makes it much more durable. You can stick it in a pocket, not worry about the string fraying. Whereas, your standard rosary, well, I've had to do some field repairs on this guy because it is subject to wear and tear. If you don't have room in your pockets, well, there's always the ba-bam, the old tenor there, a single decade. It's just got 10 Hail Mary beads. And you can fit that pretty much anywhere. You can carry it in your hand, just do, still do your thing. Very convenient, very handy, and it's just great to have a constant reminder. So I'm not going to talk for long about it. I try not to be a rosary goblin, but I can't pass one up, and I pray the rosary every day, not just October. So I would absolutely recommend anybody with any curiosity to do a little research, find some reputable sources. The internet is full of, there's some gobbledygook about these, that they can chase off Cthulhu and the devil and everything else, and you just have to have one hanging on your rearview mirror. But there are also some reputable sources too. It'll tell you some of the history about it and the ways to pray it and some different, philosophy and theology behind it. If anybody's even remotely curious, I would highly recommend picking one up. They come from very modest, like $10, all the way through like heirloom quality, the stuff that you hand down to your great grandkids, and they're really pretty, and you would never actually carry those around. I'm personally a fan of paracord because it lasts forever. But really, that's it. I just wanted to throw this out there in honor of Our Lady of the Blessed Rosary, which is October. So get you some, and don't be a rosary goblin like me. Y'all take care. God bless.